If you're planning a wedding and wondering what kind of candles that you should get, this video is for you. In particular, if you're planning an outdoor wedding, if your venue has any sort of strict rules, or if you're planning to DIY your decor setup, definitely keep watching. Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Schultz and I am a wedding consultant based here in Metro Detroit, Michigan. Today in this mini training, I want to talk about candles. This is a topic that comes up and I discuss it all the time with my couples who I'm working with on planning support, specifically real versus flameless candles and the factors that you should consider when deciding between the two. So let's dive in. The first point to highlight, and this is the one that I honestly feel most strongly about, if you are having your event outdoors and want to use candles in your decor, I would 100% recommend flameless. This comes from my real experience as a coordinator in trying to get real candles to stay lit if there's even a tiny bit of wind outside that day. Even if you have glass hurricanes that you think are gonna block it out and cover that flame, it's just really hard if there's any wind to get those candles to stay lit outside. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So I would definitely recommend taking that stress out and just using flameless. Also for safety reasons, wind can cause things to tip over, of course. So just remove that risk as well and use flameless if you're decorating outside. The second point that might make your decision easier is checking with your venue. Read your contract carefully and of course be in touch with your venue manager to understand if there are any rules or restrictions in place regarding what kind of candles and whether or not you can use real candles in that space. Some venues and their insurance policies are strict about this, especially if it's near linens or drapery or things like that. So of course using flameless candles removes that risk, and if that's a rule that you have to follow, then again, that just makes your decision easier. And you know, the decision's made for you. Another factor to consider is setup timing. Honestly, flameless candles can be lit a lot quicker than real ones can. You may have seen before, artificial candles now often come in sets with a little remote with them, so you can literally just walk from table to table, push one button, and they all light up right away in a matter of seconds, versus lighting each one individually with a lighter. One thing to note though is that they do usually require batteries, so check to make sure they're preloaded before your event. Have a couple of extra sets of batteries on hand as well, just in case that day any of them are malfunctioning, and to make sure they can all continue going throughout the night. Now to shift gears and talk about real candles, an obvious pro is of course the look. It's really tough to exactly recreate that flickery, glowing ambiance that comes from real flames on real candles. However, I will say that there are many varieties of high quality artificial candles these days that get close. So if you're weighing your options and thinking about flameless candles, go to a store or order a couple different varieties of flameless candles just to try them out, see which ones you like the look of and which ones give, you know, the most realistic look and the look that you would like and that you're looking for your wedding day. Do note with real candles that there is some prep work that can go into it as well. It's not just, you know, set it and forget it from the moment you buy them to your wedding day. Once you get them, you do want to trim the wicks to an appropriate length before you get there on your wedding day. And if you want to go the extra mile, you also want to pre-light those wicks just for a second. That makes it much faster for whoever's lighting your candles that day, whether that's your coordinator or family and friends helping you. If it's pre-lit, that process tends to go a little bit quicker when you're trying to light all of those flames. You do, of course, want to really think about timing if you're using real candles at your reception. You want to do it early enough that you're able to give yourself time to get it all done right before guests enter the space. But you don't want it too early because then, of course, that wax starts melting and you only have so many hours where that's going to burn throughout the night. So pay attention to burn time. You don't want them to look too worn away before guests even enter the space. And you want to make sure that they will last through the reception without, you know, getting too small and stubby, the candles. The final point to mention, I guess, would be cost. So you'll find all different price points of both flameless and real candles when you're shopping around. But with flameless candles, there is the opportunity to potentially reuse or resell them after your event. So there's potentially, you know, the chance to recoup some of your decor expenses. To sum it up, if I had to simplify all of this, basically, flameless candles are ideal in a lot of situations. In an outdoor wedding, any venue that has strict rules, or if you're concerned about having flames close to other flammable decor elements like drapery and linens, and additionally for weddings with tight setup timelines. All of those instances, you're probably going to want to lean towards flameless candles. But on the flip side, if you do have good flexibility with your venue, if you have plenty of setup timing, and you want that really traditional, authentic, glowing candle look, real candles certainly can be the way to go in some instances. So if you found this helpful, subscribe to our Signed and Sealed YouTube channel or follow us on social media for more tips.